Hi, I'm Tyler Keefe, host of the Michigan Megacast, Monday through Friday from 11 a.m. to noon. Join me as I talk about Michigan's top news stories with experts and leaders from across the state, covering everything including businesses, events, hot topics, and yes, even politics. Watch on our smart TV and smartphone apps and on the web on mymytv.com. It's the Michigan Megacast, weekdays 11 a.m. to noon right here on My.
My Michigan TV, My. This is My Michigan TV, a unique news streaming television network. To watch simply at our app to your smartphone or smart TV. You can also watch online at mymytv.com. My Michigan TV, My.
Get ready for The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's dedicated update show. Events, businesses, and people. Anything and anyone causing a ripple in the community. And now, let's dive in to The Splash Live.
Good morning and welcome to The Splash Live. I am Larry Nyland. Thank you to everyone from West Bloomfield, Kego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, and Orchard Lake for tuning in on this wonderful Thursday morning. The Splash Live is Greater West Bloomfield's very own daily TV and radio streaming show. Watch us live Monday through Friday from 9:30 to 10 a.m. on Civic Center TV. Catch us also on Comcast Channel 15, AT&T Channel 99, on the web at civiccentertv.com, on Civic Center TV's Facebook app, and you can even listen live on 89.3 Lakes FM. The Splash Live is part of Civic Center TV and Lakes FM's 90 minutes of live local programming. Take a look at the weather today. A beautiful fall day on tap with mostly sunny skies and a high of 61. Tonight, clear skies making the temperature dip to around 43. And looking ahead to Friday, another clear sunny day with a high of about 66. Well, if you've been trying to reach the West Bloomfield Public Library, either in person, by phone, or online, but to no avail the past couple of days, it's because a repair team found several problems with the library's generators. DTE has begun work installing a new power line outside the library, but the repairs are not expected to be completed until sometime Friday. Until those repairs are complete, the library's website, catalog, phones, and building will be unavailable. We will keep you updated when these repairs are complete here on The Splash Live. Well, coming up this Sunday, the West Bloomfield Fire Department is kicking off Fire Prevention Week by holding their annual open house at Fire Station 1 on Orchard Lake Road. Our own Calvin Brown created a promo premiering the big event. Let's take a look.
Fire Prevention Week is just around the corner. Join volunteer, part-time, and on-call firefighters at this year's Fire Open House. Catch up on your fire safety knowledge with live demonstrations and hands-on activities. Chat with local businesses and resources about fire prevention, see some familiar faces, fight future fires, and make some new friends. The West Bloomfield Fire Open House, October 2nd from noon to 3 p.m. at Fire Station 1 on Orchard Lake Road.
Again, that's this Sunday from 12 to 3 at Fire Station 1 in West Bloomfield. And if you can't be at the event, tune in as we bring you all the festivities right here on Civic Center TV, with certain people being there at certain times. Looking at the West Bloomfield Laker football team, still a tough game they're trying to recover from last week as they were down by Rochester Adams 35-18. Our own Tyler Keefe had the chance to talk with Lakers running back Kenneth Jaws Jones. He asked Kenneth, as a team captain, how did he assess the team's first setback of the season?
So, we went through a little adversity. Our main goal is the state championship. We fell short from Adams, from the previous year, and that the results was not kind of how we thought we would have it, So I feel like we just fell short. Our team, our mental was not right. Our whole week of practice wasn't right. So this week coming forward, we're gonna better ourselves and look ourselves in the mirror and fix all our mistakes.
And so as you're going forward and, you in a leadership position, having played on this team the past couple of years, what have you learned from past leaders about how to react to losses and how to lead the guys behind you on this team, some of the younger guys and even some of the veterans, to get through that and use that adversity as fuel?
Right. So, we had Donovan Edwards as past captains. We had Jordan Hoskins. So, those two great leaders to look up to. So, whenever we lose or anything like that, we can't really get down on our teammates, can't get down on ourselves. So we just got to come back hungrier and better, So it's really our communication with our teammates, getting that chemistry and getting that bond together because, that bond goes a long way. And especially with the coaches and stuff too. So, it's really building when you lose as a team. When you win as a team. So we really hit on that. So we're just trying to bounce back and, just grind this whole week and get better for the next week.
We've seen over the past several weeks with this team, even going into the Rochester Adams game and through the Adams game, this offense has become so much more versatile. We're seeing you in the Wildcat formation. We're seeing you as more of a blocking back with Ralph getting some touches, you even in the receiving core as well. Speak to just the talent of this team and the ability for these guys to move around the different positions and the different roles and still be able to make this team thrive on the offensive side.
Right. So, me, Samaj, Dre, Kari, we got chemistry, from previous years and stuff like that. Me, Samaj, and Dre, we played on the Little League together. So, we really know how each other play, So we just hit on like being a playmaker, because, we had previous playmakers coming out through West Bloomfield, As a running back, I look up to Donovan Edwards, Dylan Tatum, and stuff like that. I seen them guys, do amazing things. So I just try to mimic that stuff and try to be better, So
what do you hope that the younger guys on this team in the running backs room and even beyond that take from your leadership and the leadership of this set of captains in 2022?
I hope they can just look up to me as like a leader. I want them to lead by example, do the right thing, because the right thing goes a long way. You can't be doing the wrong things, stuff like that. You got to know how to lead the team. You can't be yelling at your teammates. You got to be calm when you're in tough situations. You hit adversity. That's a life situation. So you got to know how to handle adversity. So I just want them, give them 110% of everything they got. Just really the adversity thing. That's really a big thing for me. So yeah.
And as you go forward, as this team goes forward, Lake Orion on Friday, homecoming game, still in the OAA schedule. And it's a tough season. It's a tough way to go after a loss like that at Rochester Adams. How have things changed since Friday? And what really has been the vibe at practice and in team discussions and team meetings leading up to this game on Friday and looking forward instead of backwards?
It's really a reality check. We had a meeting today, so Coach Grice, he brought the team together. He was talking about how our character's a long way. Our character on and off the field, because, your character on the field, and it can be a whole different thing off the field, so it can be a bad look like that. So we just really hitting on character, the chemistry with our teammates. We can't be, it's no I in team, we one team, one family. So that's what we're really trying to get back to. We trying to build our team back together, put that loss behind us, learn from it.
Well, hopefully we can look forward to a bounce-back effort this Friday as the Lakers come home to the Swamp to take on the Lake Orion Dragons. As always, tune into the game live on Civic Center TV and WBTV. If you don't have time to sit down and watch it, listen on the go at 89.3 Lakes FM. We're going to take a quick break here on the Splash Live, and when we get back, I'll be talking with our good friends from West Bloomfield Park. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer. Because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong. Be happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
Let's relish these moments, made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the festivals going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
Fire Prevention Week is just around the corner. Join volunteer, part-time, and on-call firefighters at this year's Fire Open House. Catch up on your fire safety knowledge with live demonstrations and hands-on activities. Chat with local businesses and resources about fire prevention, see some familiar faces, fight future fires, and make some new friends. The West Bloomfield Fire Open House, October 2nd from noon to 3 p.m. at Fire Station 1 on Orchard Lake Road. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Welcome back to The Splash Live. I am Larry Nyland. Well, even though the temperatures are getting colder, the great team at West Bloomfield Parks are as busy as ever. And joining us now to talk about some of the wonderful fall events the way West Bloomfield Parks is involved with is Recreation Manager Ashley Stokes. Ashley, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. How are you doing?
Very good. How are you?
I'm great. Fall is in full force, so trying to wear some layers.
So Ashley, I think this is the first time that I've had the pleasure of speaking with you. Could you start off by first telling me a little bit about your background and what started your interest in nature, and then how you came to work at West Bloomfield Parks?
Sure. So I've been with the department for 8 years. I started off, I've always had a love to work with youth. So somehow I kind of found myself looking into Parks and Rec because it kind of aligned with a lot of my interests as far as camps and sports and different enrichment or classes. So when I found Parks and Recreation, it seemed like a great fit. And the team here at WB Parks has welcomed me with open arms. So it's been a great fit. And I mean, it's been a great fit. So just been enjoying my time and looking forward to continuing to work here and provide different opportunities for our youth to engage in nature and discover different activities that they will hopefully grow in love for the future.
So Ashley, you mentioned the weather getting colder. When the weather starts getting colder, you know we're just a few weeks away from Halloween, and that also brings about the great annual tradition in West Bloomfield called Trick or Treat Trail. I've been to this before. I know it's a good time. So can you talk a little bit about this year's event?
Sure. So we are back at Marshbank. We go along the trail. We have businesses from the community, different community organizations set up along our trail. And we invite the kiddos and their families to come out and enjoy a number of stations that are filled with different candies and treats. We also do donuts and cider. So it's a great opportunity for families to just kind of hang out together and get to learn different businesses and organizations that are a part of our community.
So now I forget, is this something that people can just show up for, or do you have to sign up ahead of time online?
Definitely have to pre-register for this event. It sells out pretty quick, so definitely get your spot if you have not. We have different waves that you can register for. So we have about 4 to 5 different waves that you can register for. So definitely pick the time that works best for you. But yeah, I would definitely register as soon as you can if you have not already done so.
And I know, I think it's this weekend, you have a deadline for any businesses or charities that would like to host a station at Trick or Treat Trail. Could you talk a little bit about what they need to do if they want to get involved?
Sure. So we do have some spots left. We have a cutoff at October the 1st. So you just have to fill out our commitment form. For our vendors, it's located on our website on the events page, so the Trick or Treat Trail page. And basically it's free to participate. You just have to show up with 1,000 pieces of candy and dressed up in your favorite Halloween costume. And yeah, that's pretty much the commitment. Happy face and get ready to enjoy some kiddos and hang out with some families.
So Ashley, this past year, locally in Metro Detroit, we've had a lot of great art exhibits like the immersive Van Gogh experience going on downtown. I know if there's any children who've been inspired by things like that, West Bloomfield Parks is offering some art classes for youngsters. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Sure. So we have a number of themed art classes coming up. As you said, Halloween is our next big holiday that's coming up next month in October. So we have a number of classes, different programs for kids of all ages to participate in. We have like a series, like a 4-week series of glow in the dark art camp that ages 4 and 5 can be a part of, which involves play, paint, and other kind of glow in the dark materials that they can create different projects out of. We also have some parent and child options as well. One class is called Messy Mummies, where the parent and child will be able to sculpt their own mummy. So that starts at age 5. So we have a number of Halloween options. Kids can also show up in their Halloween costumes. So that's an added bonus to those Halloween programs. We also have a number of additional themed holiday art classes coming up as well. We have our turkey time that starts as young as 18, so another parent-child option. And then we have some cool like gift making series where the kids get a chance to craft their own gifts for someone special in their lives, whether it's parents, favorite teacher, their cousin, their siblings. So we have some options for that as well. So yeah, definitely something that I think will speak to a number of age groups and interest.
So also always a big Saturday around all of Michigan, usually happens in October, is the big MSU Michigan football game. This year's game is on October 29th in Ann Arbor, but if any local seniors can't make it to the game, West Bloomfield Parks is holding a special event. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure, yeah. So we have a tailgate event that's taking place. The cool thing about this is it's indoors, so it's not weather dependent. So you guys can come out ages 50 and over, show up in your Wolverine or Spartan gear, whichever team you're supporting. We'll have trivia, we'll have different themed games, as well as offering lunch too. So there is a great opportunity for the community to come together and kind of hang out and share their love for the sport and the friendly rivalry between the Wolverines and Spartans.
So I'm a Spartan. I understand that you are a Wolverine. Is that correct?
Oh, yes. We were friends, Larry. No, I don't know. Yes,
well,
I am.
Well, the deal is this. If we can actually field a defense by that game, perhaps we will have a chance. I don't know if there's going to be a defense on the field. I'm not sure. At this point, I don't have any confidence in it.
You know what? It's early in the season. A number of things can take place. Improvements each game. Have faith. It'll be a great game.
All right. Yes. We have Maryland. Maryland really had a chance to beat Michigan last week, and we have to go at Maryland this week. So the confidence, we'll see after Saturday. I'll let you know Saturday how things are going. So any other events? Are there any other events or outings West Bloomfield Parks put on that you want to touch on real quick?
Just definitely check out our guide online. We have a number of things coming up for different age groups. We have a tech talk that's coming up on the 3rd. That's an opportunity for seniors to get some troubleshooting for any of their tech issues. Also learn some things. So on the 3rd, the theme is YouTube. So the team volunteers that facilitate this program will kind of touch on different aspects of YouTube. If that's something that interests you, definitely check that out. And then the other half of the class is dedicated to any questions that you might have regarding your device. So that's a fun new program that we have for our seniors. And aside from that, definitely check out. We have a number of things taking place from week to week. So definitely make sure you're keeping up on those e-blasts that pop up. If you haven't had the opportunity to sign up for our e-blasts, definitely click onto our website, and then that'll keep you in the know for sure.
Ashley, I want to thank you so much for joining us, and thank you and your great team over there at West Bloomfield Parks for all the hard work you do for everyone here.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Good luck.
Thank you. You as well. That's Ashley Stokes, West Bloomfield Parks Recreation Manager. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll talk fall and winter fire safety with West Bloomfield Fire Department Fire Marshal Byron Turnquist. That's next on The Splash Live.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you want to get the COVID-19 vaccine?
I don't like getting sick. The virus will die. It will be easy to not catch it. Keep my family safe and keep playing soccer because I love being vaccinated.
What's your hope for everyone?
I hope everybody gets the vaccine to keep safe and strong. Be happy, having fun everywhere. Everyone stay safe and hope you get the vaccine.
Let's whoop it up for these moments. Made possible by the COVID-19 vaccine. Keep the cheering going by keeping yourself protected and your COVID-19 vaccines up to date.
Fire Prevention Week is just around the corner. Join volunteer, part-time, and on-call firefighters at this year's Fire Open House. Catch up on your fire safety knowledge with live demonstrations and hands-on activities. Chat with local businesses and resources about fire prevention, see some familiar faces, fight future fires, and make some new friends. The West Bloomfield Fire Open House, October 2nd from noon to 3 p.m. at Fire Station 1 on Orchard Lake Road. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Welcome back to The Splash Live. I am Larry Nyland. Well, most of us have probably already turned our furnaces on in the past week, and some maybe have started a fire in the fireplace. But when we do these things to keep us warm, we have to be wary of some fire hazards that also come along for the ride. Joining us now to discuss the cautions, we need to take to avoid any fires or hazardous situations is West Bloomfield Fire Department's Fire Marshal, Byron Turnquist. Byron, thank you so much for joining us today.
Good morning, Larry. How you doing?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
Hanging in there. We're up in Mount Pleasant this week with the conference for fire marshals and fire inspectors from across the entire state.
So that's the first question I could ask you there. So when we hear the term fire marshal, what are your duties there with the West Bloomfield Fire Department as the fire marshal?
My wife likes to call me the fun governor, but really the fire marshal's office gets involved in new construction right from the get-go, meeting with the planning, the developers in the planning department, making sure fire hydrants are in the proper location, making sure the streets and roadways are wide enough to handle our fire apparatus so that we can get to the emergency quickly when we need to. And then throughout the building process, we're there in the commercial setting. We're checking for fire alarms, fire exits, sprinkler systems if the building has it, all the life safety features that are going to be in a building. And then once the building's built and occupied and open, we come in and visit every year just to make sure that we're maintaining the life safety things and keeping the business safe for everybody that's in the building.
So I started off by talking about people are turning their furnaces on for the first time in maybe 6 months. And a lot of times you often smell some burning. When should you be concerned about that burning smell that's coming from a furnace?
You always want to pay attention to it anytime any noise or smell comes out of your furnace. But if it's that smell of the dust being burnt off that was there last year and the smell dissipates rather quickly, there's no real reason to be alarmed. But if something continues, if a haze starts to develop, you never want to hesitate calling us. We're more than happy to come out just to investigate what might be going on, and hopefully it's just the dust being burned off. But it's just we have no problem coming out and taking a peek and setting your mind at ease.
And I know the greater West Bloomfield area has a lot of homes that have fireplaces, and fireplaces pose a completely different hazard. I'm going to guess you folks at the fire department respond to your share of incidents involving fireplaces every year. What are some of the most common things that people do wrong when they have a fireplace burning?
Well, before you start using it for the season, you want to have a chimney sweep, a professional come out and evaluate your fireplace along with the chimney. Make sure everything's in good working order before you start to use it. When you do build a fire, first thing you want to do is make sure that you open the flue to give the smoke and the heat an opportunity to exit the house and not fill your home with smoke and ruin the evening that you had planned. And then it's also important that you use clean, dry wood that's designed to be burned or dried and ready to be burned. You don't want to use yard waste or construction materials or trash that you want to try to get rid of. Using that clean, dry wood will give you the good fire. The smoke will vent up the chimney like it's supposed to, and you can have an enjoyable time.
And then a lot of times people have some sort of a screen in front of the fireplace. Sometimes they're made of glass. Sometimes they're actual screen. What is the safest thing to have directly in front of the fire there?
The safest thing to do is have the screen and the glass closed. But minimally, you want to have that screen closed just in case there's a pop. You don't want a spark or ash to pop out of the fireplace. and land someplace that it shouldn't, on your rug or on your hardwood floors. You don't want anything to be burned by the fire. And it's also important to keep all the combustibles, especially around the holiday time, keep your decorations clear and away from the fireplace to prevent a problem.
So another thing you should definitely have this time of year is a carbon monoxide detector along with your smoke alarm. Could you talk a little bit about the importance of all of those, both of those in every household?
Excuse me. Being up here at the class, we've been talking a lot about life safety, and Michigan right now has a significant problem with people perishing in house fires. So far, we've had over 91 people perish in house fires or in structure fires this year, and we want to do everything we can to prevent that. One great thing, a tool that every home should have, is you should have working smoke detectors. Your smoke alarms should be placed in every bedroom, on every level of your home, and outside of every sleeping area. And those smoke alarms will give you that early notification in the event of a fire that helps give you time to safely exit the home. With turning our furnaces on and burning fires in our fireplace, again, before you do that, it's always a great idea to make sure that your hot water heater vents and your furnace vents are free and clear of obstruction so that those are going to vent properly. But having a CO detector is going to give you that warning in case something's not working properly there. And if they're not burning right and not working right, you have incomplete combustion, which causes that CO, which is odorless and colorless. And it's just extremely important that you have working carbon monoxide alarms in your home as well.
And so a good place for the local community to learn all about fire safety will be at the annual Firehouse open house that's coming up this Sunday, October 2nd. Can you tell us a little about some of the things that are going to be going on there this weekend?
Yeah, again, it's going to be at Fire Station 1, which is just north of the high school. There's parking at the high school. Parks and Rec is partnering with us and providing a free shuttle. So families with young kids and strollers, they don't have to walk from the high school up to Station 1. And you're getting all kinds of demonstrations. We're going to have a vehicle extrication, kitchen fire demonstration to teach everybody what not to do in the event of a kitchen fire. And then the important theme this year, kind of going in line with the smoke alarms, is knowing your exit plan, planning your escape. So you know if there is a fire in your home, what are you going to do? Everybody needs to get out of the house, and everybody needs to go to the same meeting place so that when we show up to fight the fire, we know that all your family members are out and safe, and we can go to fighting the fire, and we don't have to worry about a rescue.
And besides having a specific meeting place for everyone, what are like one or two other big things that are important that people should be ready for in case a fire does break out at their house?
You should have, again, the working smoke alarms. That gives you the early notification. Teaching your children and adults in your home to sleep with their bedroom doors closed. In the event of a fire, that door will be a great partition and keep the smoke from getting into your bedroom. Most of the people that have perished in fires this year, the fires have happened between 6 p.m. and 6 a.m. And when you're asleep, you need that notification. So again, the smoke alarms are the best thing to alert you of a problem in the home. And then finally, it's always a great idea to have working fire extinguishers. And you want to make sure that those are readily accessible. Over time, they always tend to creep to the back of the closet or to the back of the cabinet. But keep them up front, keep them accessible so that if you need them for a fire, you can get them quickly.
Well, Byron, I want to thank you for taking time out from your conference today to join us on the show, and we will see you on Sunday at the open house.
Great. Thanks for having me. Have a great day.
You as well. That's Byron Turnquist, West Bloomfield Fire Department Fire Marshal. I want to thank Byron for joining us and also Ashley Stokes. And thanks to all of our viewers for hanging out with us here on the Splash Live. I am Larry Nyland, West Bloomfield. We will see you tomorrow.